Okay?
Yeah, it's on.
So, I'm a woodworker. My name's John. And I had to build I wanted to build a dust collector. So, what I put together was a dust collector separator. And how this works, it's a 55-gallon barrel. And I've got a bounce house blower. We had an old bounce house for the kids. And bounce house died because it was in the sun. So I had this blower left over. So what I did was I took this blower, I cut out a couple pieces of wood, and I cut out a circle out of the center of it, 4.5 inches or 4 inches, stuck in a 4-inch nipple. I connected that 4-inch nipple to this small section of hose, and I put 2 holes, one on this side, one on this side, that are 4-inch, 4.25 inch holes into this top of this piece of plywood that I cut out with my plywood jig, with my hole jig. And I bought this dust right for 25 or 20 bucks. It's the dust separator components. It's 20 bucks at Rockler, real cheap. So I think I paid for that, and then I also paid for this hose I got on Amazon, I think 50 foot for like 40 bucks or something. So 60 bucks to make this. Okay, the barrel was free, this was free. Okay, put this on a little bit of a plywood, thing to hold it. So here's, you can see the dust right deals, how they work. And then what I also did was I tapered this with a dovetail. When I cut it out with a circle, I used this dovetail cutter, and it gave a little bit of a tapered edge because I will show you that this right here, now look at this edge right here, this has a tapered edge, and so when I cut this out, I left over here, I left a little bit of a lip right here, and then this tapers in. It's a slight taper, it's not straight. It's bigger up top, smaller down here. So that little dovetail 1/2 inch bit works perfect to make that taper for that circle. And that fits in there perfect. Go ahead and step back. So, cut that, I think it was about 22 inches to make that circle. I'm going to put a little gasket in here just to help seal it. And probably a little duct tape around here, so when it sets in there, it creates a nice seal, but it already creates a very, very good seal. So that's all it is. So I set that up like that. I built this plywood base, the dovetail edge, a little bit of a taper to match this. I cut that top off. Now if you have a lid that's on a 55-gallon barrel that comes off and on, then that's great, use that, but I didn't. So I had to make this a little plywood. I made this little stand to hold the blower base. I just zip tied this 4-inch tubing on here. Zip tied this 4-inch tubing on here. Placed the separator components, how it says in the instructions, where they're facing separately. And that's it. I mean, it took me less than an hour to make. So let's try it out. Now the one thing that I still need to do is I'm going to put like a sheet or something zip tied on here, because you do get some fine particles that come out of here.
It's like a snow machine.
But otherwise it does a great job at getting dust. So I'm going to throw this dust on the ground. Okay?
That's a lot.
Yep. And let's turn this on. Very powerful. You see how fast that was.
And look, it's right here.
And it does. So I'll show you how fast it does it.
It's pretty good to help you if you like have a dirty house, like with a bunch of dust.
Okay, so again, it picks up just about all the dust. It throws probably about 95% of that dust. Picked it up, threw it in there, maybe 98. I did get some small particles coming out of here. So that's why I need a little bit of like a sheet or something I need to build. I know they make them, I just don't want to buy it to collect those fine particles. But otherwise, it's great. It works really good at your average dust collecting, and it costs probably less than $60 to make if you're able to get these components. Alright, thanks for watching.
Bye! What do I press?
Press the button, the red button.